I've talked about many stands on this channel by now. As y'all know, I've been posting consistently even before the new year has begun. So by this point, there has just been so many of, I think, close to the 200 stands I could talk about. But I've never, not once, made an official video about this one stand. That, now that Steel Ball Run is coming out, it's a perfect time to make one. That stand is Hey Ya. Listen, bro, as overlooked as it may be, as forgotten as it may be from some Steel Ball Run fans and people who have even read the manga, it is a fantastic stand to have in real life because it's like built-in motivation and luck. Now, one thing to know about the stand for sure is that it doesn't do anything like anything else. It doesn't do anything else. Like, it just gives you luck. It gives you motivation. It gives you courage. You know, it helps you with your path and whichever path you choose. But if you need it in a fight or you're in a trouble that requires any type of physical labor or even magical circumstances, yeah, you're shit out of luck, usually. Because you won't even be in that type of trouble because Hey Ya will tell you, like, maybe a few hours before then, yo, we not going over there. And you have the complete free will to either go over there or not go over there. Because if you go over there, it's almost guaranteed something bad is going to happen. And if you don't, you'll just be fine. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, like, it's a misconception that it improves your luck, which I'm not completely sure 100% if it does or doesn't. But I do know 100% that the stand itself can look a little bit into the future. You can't, but the stand can. Which, basically, the stand is basically like a built-in best friend. Like, imagine you need a little bit of help. You know, you're at the gym. You've been going through your workout, but it's just getting harder as you go, and you're almost done. You're on your last rep, and you just hear someone in the distance. You got this. Come on. Come on. And now your stand is spotting you. Like, really think about it. All the things you do throughout the day, how many times do you need motivation? How many times do you need encouragement that no one's giving you? Now you just have someone who lives on your back and, you know, always does that for free. And they give you helpful tidbits of advice like, don't go over there. Don't check in that door. Just walk the other direction. Like, this stand was so helpful, it let Poco Loco, his stand user, avoid all of the various pit traps and falls and just gunshots he could have ran into on the race. Hell, Poco Loco could have ran into Ringo Road again, and we would have been spinning an entirely different story of Poco Loco just being dead on Ringo's porch. Poco Loco could have been in way different positions, and granted, a lot of the racers, they made it out just fine, like Norisuke, I think, the first Norisuke, Higasuka, whatever. What I'm saying basically is he could have been in an entirely different situation that could have been way worse for him. But perfect luck and really his stand helping guide him and him listening to his stand actually led him to winning the Steel Ball Run race and leaving with a wildly large chunk of change, making him become beyond what he was, which was a sharecropper. Which, you know, that's always great to see. A nice come-up story. But it's just perfect for real life because so many people need motivation. In this world, there are so many depressed people that you see, even when you scroll on social media. So many people who could never find motivation, could never figure out what to do with their lives or how they should live or what they should do to even achieve goals that they dream about or think of. And then you just have this stand that exists and can help you not only get on track, but know what you want to do. A nice push in the right direction for those who really need it, which a lot of people really do need it. And plus, think about other stands. Like, why would I use Star Platinum in real life? Even though I can think of some scenarios and that's a potential video. But other stands, it's not the same. A lot of them, yes, you can still use them, but how often are you in dangerous positions to which you would have to use them? Like Killer Queen. When are you ever going to use Killer Queen unless if you lock yourself out of your own car? And even then, you're going to fuck up your own lock. You're fucking up your own lock to get into your car instead of just calling AAA and waiting the hour for them to unlock your car. Come on, bro. Unless you're someone with actual ops and enemies, there's no reason you need to be plotting on who to blow up for the day. Just go to your regular 9 to 5 and chill out, gang. It's okay. But having hey ya, that's motivation to be a better person. Hey, let's say you have a job and hey ya's on your back like, hey, if we hit a certain quota, we get a raise. I bet you're going to hit that quota and you'll be happy by the end of the week. Like, just in the most regular, normal, real life situations, hey ya would be the most useful because it's literally just, encouragement and slight future sight. Not for you though. That's important to always remember. You do not have future sight. Your stand does though. Now, and don't get me wrong, there are definitely some stands that would be useful in everyday situations, but a lot of them it's just like, okay, there's this combat stand, sure, I could use it, but do I really want to? Do I need to? Do I have any really nefarious goals I have to accomplish to which they would cause me to use the stand? If the answer is no to all three of those, why would that be the best stand to have in real life? At that point, it would just be cool. You would just be one of those order farmers like we already have in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Like, bro, how cool is it to have a stand named after a diamond record that came out in the 2000s? But really, that's all I got for y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace. So many people spend their time talking about what they would do with certain type of stands, so why don't I give it a crack at it and make a whole video about it? I felt like I need to make a video of what I would do with certain types of stands, but not even just any certain type of stands. The stand that everyone talks about. The stand that was originally beloved by millions. I got to talk about Star Platinum. It's a really boring stand to a lot of people, but to other people, it's like the pinnacle of stands. Like, it's as cool as you could get. One of the only stands with super long hair, super hard punching durability, super crazy durability, super crazy speed. And it's one of the longest lasting stands. It lasted JoJo throughout 3 parts where he was actually fighting. I don't count part 5, bro. You could sue me. But let's say you wake up in the morning, it's whatever time you degenerates decide to wake up. I know some of you wake up in the afternoon, but let's say it's like 10 a.m. You wake up, it's 10 a.m. and you notice something. You notice that now around you have a bunch of shit that you always wanted but never got. But you think that's just weird and you hop out of bed, go downstairs, and then it hits you. No, literally, somebody hits you. And it's someone pushing you. You're getting robbed. And while you're getting robbed, usually you'll cower in fear, but for some reason you felt like fighting back. And as you fought back, a stand, a large, super large hand that is not yours, pops out and punches all 3. Yes, there were 3 gunmen in the face. And it fully showed itself to be Star Platinum. So now you think, well, what can I do with this time-stopping, overpowered stand? And of course, in this world, you know what Star Platinum is. You still watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Why wouldn't you have good taste in this world? But all the things that you could do with Star Platinum in real life, they usually revolve around beating somebody up or stopping time for any inconvenience that may annoy you. But really, let's think for a second. If I were given Star Platinum, what would I do? Probably use it, very rarely. I realize that, but in that rareness, it would be opportune times. Like, imagine you're struggling on a test. The teacher's copy is right at the front and you're only 2 rows behind. You're in the 2nd row. There are 5 rows. You're telling me you would never Star Platinum? Right there. Boom, you got 5 seconds. And that's even saying if you don't train. If you don't train it, you got like 0.5, maybe 2 seconds, 1 second, whatever, right? You train it 5, 6, 7 seconds. That sounds like a good fucking deal. And it sounds like I'll get off scot-free. Now, there are other people, I know there will be people in this comment section that'll be like, oh yeah, I would use it to steal. We're not doing that. We don't need to steal around here. But if I were stealing, Star Platinum would be an easy stand. I gotta keep it a buck. If you were a criminal and you want to have Star Platinum, oh yeah, easiest lick of the century, 90% of the time. Time stop, kill the cameras, time resumes, you back in regular position. What happened? I don't condone that, so don't do it. But I'm just saying, in a hypothetical world, yes, Star Platinum would be useful for that. But, you know, it's also useful for getting out of situations you don't like. Like, let's say, right, you never know what can happen, so you go out on the street, this same day you got robbed. You know, you go out on the street, you're a little shaken up, it's like 1 p.m. And then someone tries to rob you on the street. For whatever reason, whatever you're wearing is just attracting people to wanting to rob you. What do? Now, in this case, you probably aren't going to need time stop. Like, a star finger is probably all you need. But I'm just saying, Star Platinum is such a physical stand. Usually, unless it's a really important or awkward situation, like let's say you're getting grilled or somebody, or you're getting cooked in front of all your friends, and you know what you could do? Star Platinum. The world. Gone. 5 seconds. You're going to have 5 seconds to move everyone in whatever position you want to move them into. Or you could just leave the premises. Me personally, I'll just leave the premises. There's also cases of using your 5 seconds in frozen time to try to get whatever you want. You know, like let's say you got some type of food. You don't like the food. You know, let's say you got a green apple. You don't like green apples though. Your friend got a red apple. Time stop. Switch. What happened? Why do you have my apple? What are you talking about? Now, there are other options, like being basically a street level hero for all the people in your town or something like that, or just being a nice person, because you could be someone who, you know, helps people get across or stops robbers, and now you're like the Spider-Man of wherever you live, probably New Hampshire, the Batman of Clark County, whatever you want to be. You can be that, having Star Platinum. I think one thing I probably would become is like a hero, but not one of those Great Saiyaman. You know what? I'm not going to disrespect Great Saiyaman. He was nice, but I would still be a hero. Let's say you have to help a grandma across the street, right? She's like, "Oh, can you help me get across traffic?" I wouldn't even say anything before I say time stop. Pick her up, run her across traffic, drop her off, then mysteriously disappear so I could order farm like Jotaro. And just say, "I got you." That's probably going to be the only words I say. "I got you." Or I could be like a resident doctor, because y'all tend to forget Star Platinum could remove things from people's brains. It literally removed the Dio's blood bead thing out of Kakuin's head. And if I wanted to be a super athlete and just be a dominating force on whatever sport I wanted to and stepped on whatever court I wanted to, I could. Because again, now I have faster than light reactions, i.e., you're not dribbling in front of me. I'm super fast, super strong. Don't let me be a fucking running back. It's over for you. Star Platinum finna be shooting my way as I hold the ball just like this. You know, one time I heard someone say, "Oh yeah, I would become a boxer." And I was like, "Oh, so you just want to kill people?" Like, don't get me wrong. You would become massively, mega, super, uber rich. But man, are your hands triple licensed compared to the normal boxer. Now, don't get me wrong, you could still hold back. Like, it's been many times we probably saw Jotaro holding back his punches, but are you? Like, the adrenaline of the battle, let's say you're holding back, but he's really beating you up. So you start using a little bit too much force, and now he's dead. You killed someone. You're going to prison. You're going to prison and jail. You're going through both. We might send you to hell as a courtesy because you killed someone using that freaky ass ability of yours. You thought we couldn't see? Oh no, we got a staying user with us at all times in the government just to see if one of you is ever using that ability. You don't know. It can always end up like that. The world's weird. Or there's like the final and most obvious option, which is going into the military and serving whatever country you live in, which would make you an instant threat and an instant problem and probably on an instant watch list anytime you step on the battlefield. Don't let them see you start catching bullets with your hands like Star Platinum. And don't let you get captured, because the first thing they're doing is firing squad, buddy. But even then, you'll probably get out of it because you have the abilities of Star Platinum, and the jail could not hold Star Platinum. We literally saw that in the first episode. Like, it was quite clear. But that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace. This is probably the last video of a 3-part installment I'm doing. Yesterday I did what I would do with Star Platinum. The day before, I talked about Hey Ya. And today, I'm going to talk about another fantastic stand to have in real life. Moody Blues. Oh my god, I love Moody Blues. But first, let's talk about the stand. Chronological rebroadcasting. That is the ability. And in that ability, you can reenact or replay past events with utmost precision, allowing the user to freely conduct investigations. On top of that, Moody Blues can transform into any person of the user's choosing, and it has a digital clock on the head to tell how much time has passed since that day. It can go back to as far as years, possibly decades, but the further in the past it goes, the longer it takes to fully remember the event. Meaning it can leave the user defenseless for 8 to 10 minutes. But you're in real life, so you probably don't have to worry about that unless you're in a situation that you would need defense for. What are you out here doing? I heard about you. You see me? I heard about you. Every event happening to a particular location or person will be exactly recreated by Moody Blues. Meaning, when Moody Blues was reenacting Narancha's past, he produced music because Narancha was listening to some. And to make it even better, you don't even know who you're replaying. All you need to do is be in the exact location of wherever it was ghost, or be around the location. The replay can be controlled like a video, like you're watching this video right now. You can pause it, rewind it, fast forward, all of it. You're basically watching YouTube in real life. Speaking of which, you should subscribe. But to add on one final thing it can do, it can imitate the form of someone for a limited time. For example, if you're in a cockpit and you're trying to imitate a pilot, it would imitate the pilot that was there or flying in that plane at one point. Now, with all those abilities out the way, what did you learn? That there's only one thing that is wrong with that stand, which is the fact that it is vulnerable when it's remembering things. Other than that, it is almost perfect to have in real life. Let's say you lost your wallet. What? You lost it in your house? Okay. Moody Blues. Hey, run a rewind of the past like 4 hours, maybe 5. Any item you ever lose, you would be able to regain so fast, it's ridiculous. The only time you wouldn't is if you're traveling at some point, you're on like a car and something falls out of your car. That's probably the only time. But if you're in a place, like you're at home, and you know how many things you lose at home, like I done lost my remote 1,000 times. Do you know how many times Moody Blues could have been helpful finding me that shit? But not even just that, the investigation ability itself is just like such a feat. Like imagine, you're in the place of a crime scene. This is obvious, you know, in the place of a crime scene. Moody Blues. Hey, go back about 4 days. Mind you, you don't have to know what anyone looks like. You don't even have to know what the killer, the victim, no one. You just have to be there in the exact spot it happened. And even if you're not, if you're in like an area, Moody Blues will walk over and then just start remembering. Like it will start taking shape before your very eyes. Like I understand why Diablo had to get him out first. That was the first attack he did, because why wouldn't he? This man is a perfect record. If you just take them to the right place, he can tell you all the answers. Any time period where like you have to go like treasure hunting and there was like a map involved, oh yeah, Moody Blues would be perfect. Hey, Moody Blues, I know it's gonna be a little wait, but go back about 20 years. Was there a treasure here? Was there a treasure buried? It says X marks the spot. Or if you're trying to go into a profession, no matter what the profession is, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is, you can watch a video on the topic and find one of the best professionals in whatever field you're deciding and have your stand copy that professional, so you have a visual aid right in front of you so you can take notes, pause it, rewind it. Like, imagine walking into a place with so much history, like the White House. Then you can know all the unknown and undocumented habits and crimes of the previous and current presidents that we have in America. It'll be interesting. Even though, like, 5 minutes into it, no, 5 seconds into it, you're just getting sniped off a random tower. But at least you can say you tried. Like, you'll be able to uncover so many secrets if you just went to the right places. Like, I know the White House thing was a joke, but, like, real shit, our presidents are weird. Like, how many have we had? 47? Yeah, 47 technically. Okay, we've had 45 men serving 47 presidencies. And plus, you could become whoever you wanted to. In real life, honestly. Like, imagine you're watching, let's say, a sport. You want to be a skater. You know, you're watching old Tony Hawk clips. And you have Moody Blues in front of you imitating your TV. So then you decide to go to the park, since Moody Blues had already recollected the video. And while you're at the park, you have Moody Blues do it, and you just copy your stand. Like, do you know how crazy that would be? Or you're playing basketball and you have your stand copy one of the best basketball players of all time. Like, imagine you watch a YouTube video, you watch an entire game. You know, KD's playing, you know, Bron's playing. This 2016, 2017, you're at the finals. KD, Bron, Steph, all of them on the court. And then once you go home, you have your stand copy that from like a day or two ago. And now you're copying the exact same moves they were doing, trying to perfect exactly what they're doing, pausing and rewinding. It would be like the greatest study help of all time. Like, immediate study help. And even if you wanted to go the other route and cheat, again, a very easy feat. But really, that's all I got for y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And also, big announcement, we have just been monetized. You may have seen some ads on my videos, but thank y'all. I can never express my gratitude enough. Really, thank y'all. And until next time, peace. The series of me yapping about what I would do with different stands has been getting some type of traction, and a lot of the people in the community have asked for more parts. They've even asked for more stands, specifically stating ones y'all have wanted to see. And who am I to not oblige? But going off the most liked comment of all the comments in all of the videos I have done, I've came to a conclusion, and if you've seen this title, you know what stand we are talking about today. We have the Hustle. Now, if you do not know what the Hustle is, it's a Part 9 stand. And I'm not caught up on Part 9, but I know what the stand is. And I've seen the stand before. And I always thought, that stand is so unique. But again, it's so fucking useful for real life. But of course, let's talk about the abilities first. Prehensile muscles. The Hustle morphs Paco's muscles to bulge and be able to grab onto things, such as with the backs of his hands or his elbows. He can easily swipe objects such as wallets without even needing to move the joints in his fingers. Jodio describes Paco's muscles as similar to when people tense up their muscles to trap a mosquito sucking blood. For example, he is capable of trapping his enemy's limbs or weapons in his muscles. The stand allows Paco to be versatile with his movements, as he can hang from a ceiling vent or climb a tree using his back muscles. He can also grab an object such as a chair with his back and throw it at an enemy without using his hands. It also has the ability of vibrating muscles. The precise control the Hustle gives Paco over his muscles allows him to vibrate his muscles independently. He is first seen demonstrating this when trapped by cat-sized wires as he uses a scissor blade that he manages to wedge in between the wire in his ankles and vibrates his muscles to saw through it. The vibration appears to also increase his physical strength as he announces, "Do the hustle," before he begins to vibrate the muscles in his fight against Charming Man. Paco can also transfer this muscular vibration onto other people through physical contact, either directly with the target or with an object held by the target. He can use it to protect his allies by controlling their muscles to bulge, such as when he lightly punches Jodio's back to bulge his neck muscles and prevent a deep knife wound. The hustle can also cause his target's muscles to begin to unnaturally convulse and expand, immobilizing the affected area. This is demonstrating in the fight with Charming Man, where Paco grabs onto the blade of Charming Man's knife with the back of his forearm before he punches with his own arm, sending the muscular vibrations through the knife blade through Charming Man's hand and forearm. Now, knowing those abilities, I think it's pretty clear on all the different ways you can use it. Now, for one, you can use the hustle to carry anything you need to. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Let's say, right, for example, you're going downstairs, you got a bunch of things in your hands, both two hands full. That's fine. Use an elbow to grab this right here, you're good, you're set. You could deadass put your phone in your neck muscles and like, you wouldn't flinch and it wouldn't hurt. Like, really thinking about it, bro, you can store things within the muscles that you have. Now, you can't store them from that long because, again, it's, again, like working a muscle. So you can feel how, like, when you flex, you can feel this just flexing for a minute. You know what I mean? And then I don't need to bring up fights. Like, in real life, it's very rare regular people actually get into, like, everyday fights. But if you were to get into a fight, you could theoretically beat somebody up without ever punching them officially. But one more thing I have to say, bro, you could be the best wide receiver of all time. Really thinking about it. I was literally just sitting here thinking about it. I was like, you could literally be the best wide receiver, best umpire, the best, outfielder. You could be everything, honestly. When it comes to sports, especially, oh yeah. Because it's said that the hustle literally gives Paco a physical strength boost, on top of the fact that he can use his other muscles like an elbow, a shoulder, neck, stomach, forearm. Those other muscles he can use to just catch. So let's say that ball is coming to him full speed and he just hit one of these and he catches it. So he's going to wake up tomorrow. He will be the most famous person. That catch will go viral for 10 plus years. You know how long the Odell catch went. How viral the Odell catch went. Ever since then, we've seen more one-handed catches. And do they go anywhere near as viral as Odell Beckham Jr.? No. This will literally break the internet, though. This will like cause him to get like 1 billion views on a random YouTube video with a quickness, bro. Elbow catch like this, keep running? Are you kidding me? And we can probably add in the fact you would just never have to like struggle opening jars again. You know what I mean? Cause like thinking about it, right? Let's say you're cooking, you got like a few things in your hand. Cause for whatever reason, you always have a few things in your hand. That jar of pickles is needed for this burger you just cooked up. What are you gonna do? Hit one of them, turn. That's it. There's also the ability, like, let's say you're in school and you're not paying attention to the lesson, right? Now, instead of having to put your head down, before you go to sleep, you can just sit back in your chair, tense your muscles, and just hit one of these. Or just, how are they going to know? Niggas gonna come over to you like, oh, unless the class is one of those super interactive classes, you're so free. Now, one thing you can do in the manga, which I'm not sure how it can do that. I just saw a picture of it because I was like looking for more information. Because again, JoJo Lands is a fairly new manga. But I was looking for more information. It can, I think, morph its muscles into the form of like a stamp or something that you need. Bro, do you know how peak that would be? There's also the idea that you probably can't get fully trapped if you have anything sharp in your vicinity. Because let's say, like in the manga, you get trapped. Like I was saying with the ability, all he needed was just a pair of scissors and just put them in the right place. He just needed something sharp to put in the right place, because then he just started vibrating his legs. And now, next thing he knows, he's out. He's free. Like, even thinking about it, the hustle is like probably like the ultimate utility stand. You know what I mean? It's like the ultimate real world practical use stand. Because now you can store things on your body without really losing them. Plus, you're the one that's straining, so you know that if it's still there or not. On top of that, you can climb walls, climb trees. You're basically a fucking wall crawler, but the reverse way, because you're climbing with your back. Honestly, I would enjoy having it in real life, just because usually whenever I'm going places, I pack a lot of things. So just being able to put something just right here would be a great help, because especially when I need it, quick, easy, effective. But really, that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace. Paisley Park is one of the best stands that you could probably have in real life. Its abilities to give you choices and decisions factored on whatever situation you're going through in real life is something that is so valued that I would definitely need that. Paisley Park has 4 abilities: guidance, memory influence, electronics manipulation, and shapeshifting. But in those 4 abilities, all 4 of them literally build upon one another in order to help Paisley Park get their user to where they need to go. Starting with the first one, guidance. Paisley Park's primary ability involves assisting individuals significant to Yashio in finding and researching destinations more expeditiously or escaping perilous situations. Paisley Park has, for example, manipulated a phone's GPS application, the results of a web search engine, to enhance the efficiency of her investigations, and investigated a chain of events allowing Yashio to bypass security clearance through mistaken identity. Paisley Park can also separate from its user and go as far away to help another ally in need. When Paisley Park was discovered, it displayed a time-limited choice on her cell phone and laptop. After selecting an option, the stand provides her with the item that she asked for which then comes in handy later. For example, the choice of a flashlight results in Paisley Park giving it to Yashio, which then illuminates the location of something else she ended up needing a few minutes later. The stand offers a choice whenever Yashio needs to solve a problem, despite whether or not she's aware of what's going to happen, but doesn't act when Yashio is too slow to choose. In all honesty, just going through the first ability, I can see how helpful that could be in real life. You're telling me I could be in a situation I don't even know about, and then my stand would just come up to me, yo, choose between this item or that item on your phone or laptop. Like, that shit will have a ladder up there, then it'll have a fucking, it'll just have a regular phone. It'll be a ladder and a regular phone. You choose the regular phone, now next thing you know, 5 minutes later, you need to call 911. But the second ability, memory influence, Paisley Park has shown several times to refresh another person's memory, which would lead them to do something they'll end up helping the user. This was shown among other times where Paisley Park traveled to Josuke from a very far distance to remind him to call Yashio. Along with that, there's electronics manipulation, where it says, although it mainly resides in our cell phone, Paisley Park enables Yashio to interact with various electronics at a level beyond humanly possible. Paisley Park can hack into various electronic devices with ease and use them to help Yashio in her investigations or any other activity she's focused on, bypassing any security they have. For instance, it could break into the data servers of the local police to identify Dolomite by linking a tooth to medical records and dental prints. It can also travel through computer networks from Yashio's mobile phone in order to interact with other systems without being near the hardware. This particular ability is portrayed by Paisley Park as going through endless corridors full of doors and breaking locks. At a more basic level, Paisley Park can delete/wipe files such as images or videos from other phones if Yashio wills it. Paisley Park also seems to be able to copy certain technological abilities. For instance, she is shown using her hand as an x-ray to find pieces of rock in Yashiro's face. And finally, shape-shifting. Paisley Park can freely change its shape. It can shift in from a three-dimensional humanoid into a flat, shadow-like figure, or even a formless puddle. The ability isn't limited to shape alone, as it was able to turn its head around into a globe, changing usual road map symbols into the map of the earth, and then into the map of a town. So all those abilities read and set out, I can say this: Paisley Park might be my new #1 stand to have in real life. Bro, I'm sorry, but that literally means, especially in this world, this digital world we see right now, any mistake you were to make on the internet, you can easily just wipe it from anyone's phone, which is ridiculous. Like, let's say your best friend, he has a couple bad photos of you from when y'all were younger. Do you know how easily and how quickly I would call Paisley Park to just, hey, go wipe that off his phone? and Paisley Park will do it. They'll do it. They have no problem just going through people's phones or iPads or cars just to figure out how to get it out of there. And plus, Paisley Park, it kind of reminds me somewhat of Moody Blues, just because of how much of an investigative stand it is. Like, literally, the ability to have your stand go somewhere else or go into somebody's car and literally recognize and relay back to you all the road maps to lead to that person is ridiculous. Or the fact that if you're looking for somebody, you could deadass have your stand just go through all the security cameras within the city and get back to you. Because again, Paisley Park can do that. Paisley Park can literally, as I've just read, literally find a tooth from a fight y'all had, go into your dental records, go into the local police station, go into anything that's supposed to be classified information. It's not. Not to mention the fact that you almost majority be safe from like super dangerous situations, because your stand knows way before you when it's going to happen. So it just gives you two choices. Now, if you're a dummy and you don't pick one, then you're just on your own. I mean, I could say Paisley Park would just take away the functions you would need for most, things on your phones. Like if you're trying to search something and you're in a situation, Paisley Park got you. They're going to streamline you the solution right off your phone. Or if you're getting into a car and you're trying to chase someone down, but you don't know where they're at, Paisley Park got you. Let them tap into surveillance real quick. Then they got the GPS. They got the route straight to them. It's also just the fact that your stand can copy other technological abilities. Like if you were injured in a fight, quick little x-ray, you're good. You know what I mean? Like having Paisley Park essentially means you have a helping built-in buddy that's right next to you, but also knows slightly into the future and knows what situation you're going through without you knowing it all the time. And as the years progress, especially since Party has came out, I feel like Paisley Park has only gotten more and more helpful. Because the way I think about it, right? Because as someone who's still in high school, let's say I need that paper. I do this example a lot, but just to show y'all how easy it would be to cheat on a test. Let's say I need that paper off the teacher's desk. I'm like, yo, Paisley Park, show me the answers real quick. Because we're taking a test on a computer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because all I gotta say is, Paisley Park, show me the answers. Or Paisley Park might do it before I even ask for anything and just pop it up on my computer and be like, this is the answer. This is the test. I got you. Like, genuinely, do you know how great it would be to have Paisley Park and then you go on to search something on the internet? You're not just giving a bunch of bullshit answers. Like, you go to search something on the internet and you actually get your answer the first time you search it. That would be so fantastic. Or you're going to watch social media. You're on social media and you're searching something through it, and then as you search, it gives you what you were looking for the first time you searched. That is what makes Paisley Park so fan-fucking-tastic. Its technological capabilities, like copying technological abilities, hacking anything, and me being able to access anybody's personal data. So if I wanted to, I could be like the next Anonymous and be the biggest hacker of all time. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a great stand. And I hear some people say this, but I kind of feel the same way. It's literally like internet, the stand. It's literally like a stand version of the internet. You just now have everything at your fingertips. Like if I told my stand to turn into a fucking map that I can grab and hold like this, it would. That is how good Paisley Park is. It would. But that's really all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace. Restoration's the name of the game, and today we're going to talk about Josuke Higashi's stand, and more so, what I would do with it. Crazy Diamond. Now, like every other video in this series so far, which if you haven't seen, there is a playlist now that you could just watch all of them, because y'all love this series in particular. But with every video in this series, we always go through the abilities of Crazy Diamond. Now, looking at this, it has one ability. One non-physical ability, honestly. But I'll still go through them. Super Strength. I don't really have to explain to you what Super Strength is. You know what Super Strength is. Same with Super Speed. But let's talk about the precision. According to Jotaro, it can effectively fire off a rifle bullet from its fingers up to 50 to 70 meters when Josuke concentrates. Thus, Crazy Diamond is a powerful stand in close quarter combat whose capabilities are enhanced by its unconventional power by repairing broken things, making a redoubtable and unpredictable stand in a fight. Then, of course, down here, there's the power of restoration, but I feel like we all somewhat understand this power enough, honestly. It can repair the damage, heal injuries, revert chemical changes, and complex structures to the raw components, e.g. a plate of spaghetti back into its raw ingredients. It may also fuse objects, for example, a person with a rock. When restoring a divided object, the user is able to control which part act as the starting points for the rest to gather towards. Feats of this nature include trapping an enemy by restoring parts of a broken crate around him, exposing a stand formerly bound to by an object, and tracking by restoring a severed hand, forcing it to seek out and reattach itself to the body from which it was cut off. If this ability is used while Josuke is in a foul mood, its target may become warped as a result of improper restoration. I.e., you're going to end up like fucking Angelo Rock. And these are the three things Crazy Diamond cannot heal. Confirmed. It cannot cure illnesses, as victims are not considered damaged. Retrieve things erased by the hand. Or restore life to a dead organism. Those are the only three bounds that we have with this stand. I want to make that clear and known before I actually just start talking about it. Because man, oh man, wouldn't you love to have a stand where you could essentially do anything and fix anything, and you would basically not have to spend money on almost anything. If you wanted to become a world famous engineer or a mechanic, you could, because again, the ability of restoration is breaking down the parts of whatever it was, restoring it back to its original form, right? But as we've seen with Josuke, if he was to be shown in a car, or if he was to be put a bike right in front of him, he could punch it and that would immediately break every piece. And I bring this analogy up every time we go, but again, the cheating analogy, this would probably be the one where you're just for sure not getting caught, because again, if you're walking by someone who's smarter than you's desk, or whoever, you see someone got 100, you could use Crazy Diamond to theoretically take the ink off of their paper and then turn it in as yours and then put your name on it. Anything like maintenance related, you really wouldn't have to fix, especially if it's on a machine. What? Are you kidding me? You don't understand how many times I'm finna punch my car anytime it starts fucking up. I'm finna have to restore the engine to its original form. What are we talking about? Like, genuinely, what are we talking about? I don't even have to bring up what you could do with it in case of fights, because again, that's a lot. And we saw that throughout all of part 4. Josuke used very creative ways to fuck up people's lives just because he was angry that they talked about his hair, or whatever the case is. It also kind of ties into your emotional state. Like, it's mentioned that when Josuke gets super angry, he can decide how like the restoration works and how it morphs. So if he were to morph your face but not completely, yeah, kind of like how he did that bully, like the first bully at the start, and he changed his nose after he basically broke his nose. He could do that. It's pretty free. Do you know how much money you could theoretically make though? Like, obviously you could become a town doctor, healing any bunches of injuries and all that. But as soon as you hit an illness, you're low-key cooked. On top of that, you would never have to use like any excuse when it comes to like papers or pictures or anything. You could, with one punch, dead ass fix it. Oh, my dog ate my homework. Are you sure?
Ding day.
Are you sure?
One of my main reasons for using it though, let someone say something to me. I'm turning you into a chair, and I'm not fixing it completely. I'm gonna mess it up. The same way Josuke did Angelo, I'm gonna do you. Why not? You could buy all your stuff cheap, you know, like when you online shop, because theoretically, all you have to do is punch it. Like for example, let's say you buy a new controller for like $10 and it's horrible, but you just punch it and now it's back to new condition. You could do that theoretically for almost anything. You could do that to take stains out of your fucking clothes. If it works as the same logic as Josuke or Crazy Diamond taking ink off of paper, yeah, you could kind of take stains off of almost anything. Like anything that was stained, you could probably fix. If you had that stain, you should be living lavishly. Everything you have should be damn near brand new. Unless it's something like unless it's something that literally cannot be replenished by Crazy Diamond's fist. It should be and look brand fucking new. Like you should never have to struggle to buy a TV. You know what I mean? Or if you're going somewhere, you know, you should never be worried about a wall or a roadblock stopping you. You know you could punch down that wall and put it back up. Or better yet, if I were to sum it up, you could basically do anything and just fix it. As long as it's fixable. And with your stand, almost anything is. But really, that's all I got for y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace. There are many stands most people wish to see or wish to have. If you were to have one of those stands, however, what would you do with it? Would you do a basic thing? Would you become a hero or a villain? Are you using it to rob people? Are you going off the deep end and becoming mentally insane because you now have this enigma always on the left of your shoulder? Either way, it's a lot. And that's why today, to continue the series, I'm going to talk about what I would do with sticky fingers. Now, I did a poll. I asked, and like, I'm pretty sure sticky fingers was the most liked. And I've also heard y'all can repeatedly ask me, can you please do sticky fingers? So don't worry about it. I got y'all. Now with sticky fingers, it's a very different situation than the other ones because I really don't have to go through the abilities. I actually went through the ability page just now. It's been like 5 minutes since I recorded that last clip. And yeah, it's just zippers. And if I start explaining how zippers work, we know how zippers fucking work. We all watched part 5, at least I hope we did. If you're watching this video, I hope you did. If you didn't, what the hell are you doing? Click off, go watch part 5, then come back to the video whenever you finish it. Hopefully, it's within a fucking day. But sticky fingers, it's one of the best stands I would say you would want to have in real life because like other stands that I talked about before, honestly, I don't even really have to bring up the cheating thing, not yet at least, but one of the first things I would do with sticky fingers is be lazy as shit. You're telling me I can theoretically put zippers on anything I want to and I can open them at will, open and close them at will, so that they can serve as damn near portals. Let's say for instance, I'm in my room and it's on like the foot upstairs. It's upstairs and I just punch the ground. If I wanted to, I could go straight downstairs just that way, you know. Or if I need to get out of any place at any time or get something out of any place at any time, let's say if you're one of those people who you're in class, all right, and you dead ass need to go to the bathroom, but your teacher's not letting you. You don't got to worry about having your teacher's approval anymore. If you open the zipper on the floor under you, you can easily slide out of class. And in the inverse way, you can do that to anything. Other people you don't like, yourself, any doors, walls, TVs, just anything. If someone were to piss you off and you were feeling extraordinarily spiteful that day, you could put a zipper on their TV, their controller, their PS5, and just unzip all of it and leave it unzipped. Or like if you're at school, you could like, if someone has like a cup of water, which this is again, this isn't something I would necessarily do, but I was just thinking of ideas. If someone had like a cup of water, they were annoying you, you could put a zipper on the bottom of the cup or on the side. Now you don't got no water. Talking all that shit. Sticky fingers is kind of one of those stands I'll use more if like, you know, I need to go someplace or I need to get out of something. You know, someone's talking to me a lot. As soon as they turn around, just and then go, I'm gone. There's also the fact that you can hide stuff within the zippers, which is really, I feel like that's the biggest thing. You have your own fucking safe that in literal terms, you're the only person that can access it. Because, for example, when Bruno had sticky fingers, at one point he was hiding things in his face. Like, he would unzip his face, a phone falls out. What? So basically, you could turn into your own book bag, or you can turn anything into your own book bag, honestly. And no one would be able to find it, especially if it's like something that's just not meant to be open. You know? Like a box. Or this foam roller. You know, like, really think about it. Like, I just saw this in my room. I could put a zipper right here. You ain't never gonna know. Because also the fact the zippers do disappear, and they can disappear. They disappear quite often, you know. I'm pretty sure that's also by Bruno's will, or whoever's using sticky fingers, their will. They can make the zippers visible or non-visible. But even then, I'm just saying, I can make a makeshift safe out of anything. I have the ability to, if I needed to, I could hide in somebody's body, because we did see that at one point. Also, in the event of like accidents, like let's say you're in a car crash, you can get out of that pretty easily. You just gotta open the zipper from the inside of your door. Like, you're driving, chilling, you know, out of nowhere, car coming right, it's about to hit the side of your car. You open that zipper on the side of the door, you jump out, and then you just hold the zipper so you don't get hurt when you jump out. If you're close to the side, you hold the zipper right around the side. That's what they did literally when their car got into a crash. Like, sticky fingers in part 5 is actually used in a lot of realistic ways, but that's definitely one. I feel like, because there's a lot of bad drivers out here and a lot of people who don't know how to drive, so at least in that way you have a surefire way to protect yourself. Like, your trouble opening anything, because again, it's a literal zipper, is gone. Honestly, you could run through, run around, run into anything. You could even run into a fucking person and dead ass just sit there. There's also the prospect of the fact that, like, most injuries and wounds, at least you got a new zipper. Like, let's say you're in a fight, for example. You're in a fight, someone makes you start bleeding or whatever. Quick zip up. I'm not gonna lie, the number one way I would probably use it, though, to just run through walls. And you may be like, what do you mean? We see it's a few times, especially, but like in the Seiko fight especially, this man Bruno was able to bring things underground using Seiko stand, but he could also run underground because he kept using his stand to open the soil. I am definitely doing that. Now granted, I probably won't be able to breathe because, again, I'm going to be running through fucking concrete walls or whatever material walls I'm going to be running through, but it'll be worth it. While all of you are halted by roads and rules and hallways, I'm going to be going through walls, trees, forests, seas, sharks, bears, tigers. My 8th grade math teacher, my 9th grade biology teacher. Like, Sticky Fingers is such an excellent stand because it's so much things I can hide, so many places I can go, so many ways I can creatively use a zipper, a infinite zipper in real life, that if I wanted to, at very willing lengths, I can chop someone's body up. I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying I would do that at all. I'm just saying that stand has the literal capability. That's the part of the reason why I feel like in real life, it would be excellent to have. You know, let's say if you were one of those people who stole things and you're walking by somebody, you could easily plant a zipper on their pocket and just easily zoop. They wouldn't even know. Like, I've said a few stands would be a criminal's best friend, but sticky fingers, I really mean it. Because not only is it super easy to steal, but now whenever you're being chased down, you can easily just zip through walls. Like, zip through a person. Even though it's pretty fucked up. Zip through a person. And you can hide whatever you stole in such a place that no one will be able to find it, because no one else will be able to open it. Like your fucking face. I'm sorry, I still cannot get over the fact that with sticky fingers, you could theoretically hide you could hide your whole wallet, money, social security card, all that. Who's gonna figure out it's in your fucking head? Literally. But that's really all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace. Heaven's Door is a stand that almost anyone would want to have in real life. At least I feel that way, simply because of all the capabilities that come with it and everything you could theoretically do with it in real life. It's like opening the well to like a farm of knowledge, a farm that only you theoretically could completely touch, because you can know anything about anyone, anybody, and you can go into damn near any field and use it kind of effectively. And that's why today I am talking about what I would do with Heaven's Door, because there are a lot of possibilities. There are definitely a lot of options. But starting off, like I was saying earlier, one of the first and most easiest is probably becoming a investigator or a detective. For one, no one could really completely lie to you, because all you kind of have to do is show them a piece of paper that you sketched. Like, let's say if you're looking for a criminal and you show them a sketch you made of the criminal, and they look at it for too long, and you just whisper, and they're cooked. Then for any suspect that you do come across, or anybody acting shady, you could easily read their entire life story like a literal fucking book, and it can assess you, and you can also just go to the day and see what they were doing that day to see if their alibi even matched. Meaning, even if they lied and they aren't the killer, you still have a good chance of finding them if their alibi did not match and they're covering for the killer. Like, you would be comp as a detective. There would be no stopping you theoretically. Or let's say you're a historian and you're trying to discover events that happened in the past 100 years, and you're going to go interview people who were a part of historical events and features. Now, of course, you could do it the traditional way, which is just the interview, get the questions and leave. Or you could hit them with that Heaven's Door special, and then now you not only have the interview and the questions, you have the answers that they were hiding in their back pocket the whole time. You're damn near just like a fucking lie detector test, as if you're good enough at it. Because if someone were to lie to you to your face and they did look a little bit off, you could do a little check. And I'm only talking about the parts where you're just reading. I haven't even talked about the parts where you're actually writing things in, because again, you could theoretically make your own history that people actually remember, and they can't do anything about it. And in all honesty, as long as they get the right amount of people and the right type of people, that can be very dangerous for like surrounding areas or whatever the case, especially if they're trying to take over the things like that. If you have Heaven's Door and you want to become a dictator, it would be infinitely easier, because you would just be streamlining misinformation to whoever's brain you really wanted to. Don't get me started on if you were something like, let's say, a lawyer. Oh my God, you would be unbeatable. You would be known as the best lawyer of all time, better than Brian Steele, better than Rob Kardashian, the best. Because there's multiple types of lawyers you could be. You could be a clean one-ish, where within, having Heaven's Door, whenever you did pressure your client or even talk to the other lawyer, you could easily get inside their head, check what they have, what information they have on your client, and well, not rip it out, but just use them against it. But if you are an evil lawyer, which 99% of lawyers are, you're probably going to use that information that you saw within the other lawyer's head to rip it out of their head so they completely forget the information. You'll check probably your client's head and see if he has any information. And you'll probably rip it out of his head too. Now you may ask me, well, why are you ripping it out of your client's head? Think about it. Just think about it. And even on the flip side of that, imagine you're a judge. You could easily use Heaven's Door to figure out who's lying so you could get the verdict over and done with faster. Now, granted, I will say this, in the court of law, officially, no one should be booked without any reasonable doubt. They have to be convinced, the juror has to be convinced of the crime without any reasonable doubt at all. Which is another thing you can use Heaven's Door to do, to convince the juror of no reasonable doubt. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But really, I'm talking about jobs right now. Think about food. You could use Heaven's Door on a fully cooked meal just to see what the ingredients are and to get the recipe. You can use Heaven's Door in so many different ways. It's actually kind of ridiculous, if I'm being honest. I didn't have to really read the abilities in this episode just because there's so many abilities and there's so many different ways to use this fucking stand. That's so comp if you're something like a chef or you want to be a chef. You can use Heaven's Door to figure out the ingredients of a meal, to figure out if something is about to expire, to figure out what's wrong with it. There are so many different options for Heaven's Door, and it's not just like you could use it on people. You can use it on animals if you wanted to. You could use it on animals, just become the most knowledgeable veterinarian ever. Like, you could. The possibilities are literally described as endless with Heaven's Door because there's so much to learn. There's so many different fields that would probably need a stand like that you could use on damn near a daily basis, if I'm being honest. Like, imagine I'm just chilling. I want to know what this shit is made of. I use Heaven's Door, shit start telling me 45% wood, 35% plastic, and 20% stand. Now I know it's an enemy stand user at least, you know what I mean? But the one drawback, but it's not even really a drawback, you just cannot find out your own memories because they're your memories. You know what I mean? Can't use Heaven's Door on yourself in that way. But I'm pretty sure, even though this is like canon-ish, you could write commands on yourself and do those things, you know, because in Rohan Goes to the Louvre, he writes a command on himself to repress the memories of the Louvre, and eventually it rubs off. Like, it goes away once it rubs off, but like, he did that, and that is written by Hirohiko Araki, but it is a spin-off about the Louvre. I don't know. All I know is that Heaven's Door is a master of a stand to have in real life. I think it's probably the best stand I've covered so far as how you can use it in real life, because just for the sheer amount of examples I could give and just keep giving, because there's so many things. Because the most important thing it can do is steal information. If you can take information, top secret, not top secret, shit, maybe just shit you need to learn, you're already putting yourself in a crazy, fantastic position. But that's really all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace.